Why was Senegal's national team searched on the U.S. airport tarmac? And why was their team bus surrounded by crowds, leaving players unable to step off? At first, it looks like another World Cup security controversy. But the timing feels too precise. And the answer doesn't start in America. It starts months earlier, in Africa. In January 2026, something unusual happened. The FBI traveled to Morocco, not for an investigation, but to study football security systems during AFCON 2025. Everything needed to prepare for the 2026 World Cup, because Morocco had delivered something no one expected. For the first time in AFCON history, each team was assigned a dedicated training base, 5-star accommodation, 9 fully compliant international stadiums, transport systems that moved teams with military-level precision. At the time, the FBI visit looked like routine preparation. But a few days later, the FBI will realize something deeper than organization: control. And that became the real subject of study during the final. Morocco versus Senegal, the 2 strongest teams in Africa, a match already framed as historic before kickoff. But tension had been building long before the whistle. The Senegalese Football Federation issued a public statement targeting the host nation. Concerns over fairness, concerns over security on arrival, concerns over training conditions that they argued disrupted preparation. Then the situation escalated further. The Senegal coach publicly suggested refereeing bias before kickoff. At that point, the match had already left the pitch. It had entered politics. Then the game began. A disallowed Senegal goal due to a foul. A clear late penalty awarded to Morocco. Protests from Senegal players. And the moment everything broke, fans attempted to force entry onto the pitch, injuring security staff as order collapsed into chaos. What should have been a defining African final instead became a case study in how fragile stability becomes when criticism, pressure, and mass emotion converge. So when the United States prepared for the 2026 World Cup, the objective wasn't only safety, it was prevention. And that is why, when Senegal arrived in America, the response felt immediate and intentional. A tone set from the very first moment, a message without words, that control would not slip. But then comes the contradiction. Because in Morocco, Senegal was vocal. They criticized openly. They demanded accountability. They challenged the organization. But in the United States, there is silence. No public outrage, no strong federation response, no visible escalation, which raises a question that goes beyond football. Why does the reaction change depending on where the match is played?